Welcome back to the lounge. Glad to be here with you guys once again. I am John, just in case you're new here to the channel, your host of the show. And then we have our guest of the show, Mr. Brandon Armstrong. Brandon, thanks for joining us. How you doing, my friend?
Doing good, except for below freezing yet again.
Below
So,
freezing. We've been dealing with that for a while now. And by
so
the
have
way,
we.
she's not on the show tonight, but she is in the background. I just want to let people know Amanda is in the background. Ain't that right, baby? Right. She's just doing her own thing. She don't really know a lot about this case, so she just feels like what's there's I mean it's no fun for her if she don't know about it. Then it's kind of like
That's totally understandable.
so. But however, we do know a lot about the case. After I get my dog from walking all over my feet, stop. He likes to be right under my feet. And right back to my feet. I'll just let him do whatever. Do whatever, dude. So, anyways, the Chris Watts case is something that I'm very familiar with. Brandon's very familiar with. And I'm going to guess that some of you watching this live stream or watching this video at a later time, you are probably very familiar with this case. I remember when this case happened, and I remember that there was so many different live streams and so many different things thrown around, so many different stories, so many different stretch stories, so many lies, so many assumptions, so many just all kinds. I mean, you go on YouTube or Google and put that in Google or put that in YouTube, and it's going to come up with thousands and thousands of results,
Oh
right?
yeah.
One of the unique things that was about this case, and Brandon, you'll probably agree with this, was the fact that Chris Watt's wife had been working in a company, and I forget the name of it, but they sold like drinks that were healthy, like type of drinks, right? And
Yeah, it was
they
like
had
one of those health drink type
yeah,
companies.
they had all kinds of other stuff. Like there was even like foods and snacks and all kinds of stuff. And she had started out at the bottom, and she actually became very, very successful in this company. She was a true uh, spotlight for showing people that you can start at the bottom of marketing and you can win.
And you actually got to talk to her before this happened. This
Yeah,
is
that was so unique was that she was going to actually be my coach. Now, I'm not taking credit here, like being a friend like that. I did not know her. I spoke to her one time, but it was really it was just mind blowing when I heard what happened, and I was like, well, that explains why I never got a call. Um, the second time because they call you and they get you, give you information about the company, yada yada
right.
yada, and then that happened, and I don't have the date right in front of me. Um, when this happened, but I'm wanting to. I could look.
I
I guess
believe it
the
was
ring.
in
You might be able to ask your
oh
thing back there when that
Ziggy.
happened. When did Chris Watts?
When did Chris Watts murder his family? Oops. I got the wrong one. Hang on. Computer. When did Chris Watts murder his family?
It might not tell you, but it's. I would
Yeah,
think.
it was August 13th, 2018.
Yeah, 2018. I can't believe it's been that long.
I know.
6 years ago.
That's hard to believe, isn't it?
It's hard to believe we're at 2024 as well, but
I know.
yeah, 6 years ago. And you know, the thing is Chris was no longer in love with his wife.
Nope.
That was very obvious. But the interesting part of all of it was he didn't want his
He didn't
wife.
want anybody else to have her.
Right. He didn't want no one else to be with her, and he didn't want no one else around his kids. But yet he was having an affair with another girl. I forget her name.
Nicole.
Nicole. That's right. And I think that Nicole,
I think she had something to do with it as well.
I believe she knew a lot more than what was ever discussed, that was ever talked about.
Yeah.
But clearly they had no way to connect that, because with what they had, they did have some conversations that, Chris and Nicole had. They knew of some dates on that, but other than that, no chance. And it was just unfortunate on that part how that went down. um I I guess, Brandon, let's go to you for a minute and let's talk about the mental part of this. What is your thoughts behind where Chris's train of thought was at the time that he was even thinking of doing this to his wife?
I,
What what, what is your thought as far as that entire part laid out mentally, as far as what might have been going on in his head? What is your thoughts?
I don't think he was all there in his head mentally. Because no normal person would plan something like it. If you were to, and I'm not saying this would be true, but like if you were to find somebody else and you and Amanda were married and you didn't want to be with her anymore, you wouldn't just be like, oh, well, I'm going to plan this because I don't want anybody else to have her. So therefore, I'm going to do this so that no one can have her if I can't, and my kids. So
Yeah.
I don't think in his head mentally he was there, all there.
If I was better prepared for this interview, I would have looked this up, but I can tell you there is a condition for that, and I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but it basically has to do with where you want the attention and only you.
It's narcissism.
Do what?
I think it's narcissism.
Well, no, it's partially narcissism, but it's a little more deeper than that, because narcissism is just always about you, right? You can,
Right,
you make up anything as long as it puts you in the, at the top of the subject or the top of the
right.
situation. But this wasn't necessarily like that all the way through, because Chris didn't want to make it about him at all. He didn't want nothing to do with the investigation. He didn't want nothing to do with all them people in his house, but he had no choice, right? So I
Yeah,
don't think I don't think that it was necessarily narcissism. Um, but there could, I think there might have been more than one condition going on here. Um, I'll have to I'll have to do some research on that, and maybe even do another video on this to get into the more deeper aspects of his mental condition, because
yeah,
folks, I'm telling you, it goes deeper than what you think. Much deeper than what you think. Now, the weird thing about it, and this is the hardest part, and this is why I know he definitely got some stuff going on. I just can't think of the name of the condition, because there is never, ever, ever a reason to kill your own kids. There's no reason to kill,
no,
but to kill your own kids. There's something wrong. And I know that people go to prison all the time and they shout that they're mental on trial. But in this case, I believe Chris Watts did definitely had some mental conditioning going on with this, because just the stuff that he did, right?
yeah,
You know, the if I remember correctly, the one. child was even still alive, um, in the vehicle on the way to the oil field and was alive. I can't remember if he had ended up killing the child the rest of the way in the vehicle, or if he had just put the child.
Actually, both of them were alive on the way. He had killed his wife before, loaded her
Yeah,
into the
had to kill
truck.
the kids, but they didn't. They actually didn't die.
Yeah.
But I don't remember if he killed them before they got there. I think.
No, he didn't kill him before they got there because I remember one of them had asked, "What's wrong with mommy?" And apparently he had said that she was sick.
Yeah, I remember that. And I think what happened when they got there was when he finished them off.
Yeah, he killed him when he got to the place where he buried him.
And then one thing that I seen said that one of the kids was even still actually alive. Maybe not awake, but they were alive even when he did that.
Wow.
I can't even imagine how you could do something so monstrous, such a monster.
And you know what the sad part is? There was a video I watched earlier on YouTube about his interrogation. And at the beginning of the video, one of his kids, one of the little girls, was singing "Daddy is my hero."
His kid loved him.
Oh, very much.
Okay, his kid loved him to no end. And guys, they financially they had it made. I mean, they had whatever they wanted. Hold on one second. Whatever they wanted. Uh, I just hit the back of my head on the fridge. No big deal.
Yeah, I hate that.
Whatever they wanted, they got. Yeah, that felt good. Mm. Um, because they both had really good jobs. I mean, she became a very high up person in the marketing. He had, a really good job working for the
Yeah, he
oil.
was working for an oil company.
He really was his own boss in that company. He got to manage several other people, manage a site.
Yeah, he had worked his way up from being a worker to that. So
Yeah, he
he
was up.
had everything made there.
He really did. He really did. And it's sad. It's sad. And I think that with this, I believe the justice system prevailed. I believe that they went and did everything that they needed to do to make sure that Chris Watts paid for what he did. And honestly, I don't think there's any punishment that's strong enough to cover what he did do.
You know,
Now,
and I gotta give the FBI interrogators really good credit, and even the lady who did the polygraph, she did really good. All of them did with his interrogation.
yeah, they did amazing. Um, they stop, move. This dog.
He wants to have his say.
No, he does. He's like, I got something to say, Dad. Um, the the detectives did good. They all did good in this case. He's up between my legs right now, and I'm sitting down. He's down between my feet. He is spoiled rotten. I'm telling you.
Uh,
But yeah, they did a really good job in my out of all, I got to give them guys a big thumbs up because I can't even imagine, if even if I was able to work in them fields as an investigator or something of that sort. I don't think I could stomach it with some of them things that you had to go through.
Well,
You
and
know,
and the amount of patience they had really is what amazed me, because I'm just like, if it were me in that situation, I
yeah.
couldn't have kept my patience for that long because of the things knowing what he did.
And you figure, is my sound still okay? I got my phone
Yeah,
shut.
you're good.
Um, I just, do you remember when they went to the prison and they went and continued to interview him?
Yeah, and this Dingleberry person, they weighed in. They said they were all nuts. I don't know what he's referring to there.
He said what?
They were all nuts.
Who was all nuts?
I'm guessing I don't know who he's referring to there, but when he said that, that's what I'm wanting to know. Who is he
I,
referring to?
the only one that was nuts was Chris Watts. I mean,
Yeah, there was nobody else that was crazy.
but when it comes to people being nuts, I think it's the ones that went and made more videos when this case happened. And, you had people making videos of spirits being in the house after they were killed. And, and
Yeah,
that's just, a bunch of jibber jabber. And I'm not going to get into religion and all that. But I don't, you know, uh, and there was people actually sticking up for Chris there on the other side of it. You had people doing videos that were defending him, saying he didn't do it and all this stuff. And of course, they was wrong. And them videos they're probably no longer there. But
I just don't understand how, even if you got all the evidence right in front of you saying he did it, how
hmm
can you seriously sit there and make a video and say he didn't do it when you clearly have all the evidence in front of you saying, "Oh, he did it"?
I mean, it took him a minute to figure it out.
Yeah.
Um, I think what really saved the whole case was the neighbor having them videos.
Oh yeah, those cameras really helped.
Because you remember the video picked up the truck pulling pulling a different way like it never did before.
Yeah.
And that was the cookie cutter right there.
Yep.
As I'm also feeding my face eating a Lunchable. Like this bitty kid. Uh, honey, I'm eating a Lunchable. Watching TikTok. Chance thinks he's going to get something from you and you're not. Get down. No. I said no. 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 So, hi, honey. Um, but she's going to have her a snack as well. But it just, there, there was so much in that case. By the way, and I'm not going to put her on video, but today, if y'all would like to see, and Brandon, you already know, so don't tell these guys. But if you'd like to see the big news that happened today for my fiance over here, go find us on TikTok. John,
and like us and follow us. If you don't follow us, then don't go look.
that's right. Go look and follow us. I think our TikTok name is John and Amanda 2023, right? And it will also say on our name reboot, but you can figure that out when you go watch us. Follow us on TikTok, and you'll figure out what today's big deal was. Um, I thought it was really awesome. She thought it was really awesome.
And no, I'm not pregnant.
And no, she's not pregnant. That's right. She's not pregnant. And no, we didn't win the lottery. But you know what? Being with her is like winning the lottery. So
Don't lie to them.
it is lottery with you, honey. Because every day is something new and beautiful. So Anyway, yeah, go follow that on TikTok at John and Amanda 2023. I will not spell it. You should be able to spell John and Amanda. And it's not Jon. So many times I went to school and they would spell my name Jony.
John.
Yeah, and it's Johnnny.
Yeah, that's easy to spell.
John is John. Yes, not Jon. But I've seen people spell it that way. I don't know why.
These cups are squash.
Oh, the mugs we bought today. Yeah, we went to. We got a good video. Go watch it on TikTok. We went to Walmart too. We bought some stuff. Bought like
Mom, an air fryer.
yeah, bought my mom an air fryer because it's just easier for her to cook with that. It was only what $60.
Something like that.
And I forget the name of it, but real simple to use. It's just got a handle, and you pull it. It's got one little basket, not like real small, but one basket. Put your food in. It's got this the tray. You can set whatever you're cooking on. And it's got these little grip things on the corners where you can make it. You can adjust how high or how low you want the tray to be.
Yeah.
Get ready for bed.
But
we'll go to bed soon after I eat this sandwich.
So yeah, we got her that, and then Amanda got some stuff today that was pretty amazing, I think. And yeah, so go watch that. But I don't know, man. I don't know. The thing that aggravates me whenever these type of crimes happen, when people do that to their family, is when they do go to court and they plead insanity when they're not.
Oh, I know.
Brandon, do you know how many cases?
Or it's because I got postpartum depression and I'm a male. You can't get it being a male.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know he didn't plead that, thankfully. It would have been laughable had he done it.
Get down.
Get down.
I think this Dingleberry's a troll because he hasn't responded.
Who's got a name named Dingleberry?
I think it's a troll.
Go ahead and block them, Brandon, if you can.
Yeah, I'm going to.
I'm gonna go eat my sandwich.
I love you, sweetie. Get down. No.
Guys, I ate my sandwich by myself, so go lay down. Now, go lay down.
The other dogs are trying to bother her for food too. But I hate when people go to court and they plea that. They plea insanity when there's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah.
And, honestly, 90% of your serial killers are completely sane and very smart.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to remember the one guy, he had killed people for many, many years, and he was doing it with a type of, I can't remember if it was a spray or if it was a powder, but all you had to do was get on your clothing and you touch it and more than once and it'd kill you.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a deadly powder. I forget what. Well, after it was turned into a powder, I forget what it was called. You'd right. I had to find it and what talk about that one time because he went for a long time and didn't get busted at all. But we already know that that there's some pretty crazy cases out there where they go for a long time. But,
Yeah.
Chris Watts, he didn't do nothing right at all.
Not to mention the fact when they were in his house, he kept looking at his phone.
Well, and he could have just told his wife, "Look, we're not working out. I'm gonna, pack my stuff. I'm gonna leave, and we'll work everything out."
And that's another thing he tried in the interrogation. It didn't work out for him very well. He tried to actually say exactly that. Oh, we had a conversation when she got back home, and everybody was crying, and didn't happen.
Right. Y'all, I mean, everybody's watched it. If you haven't watched it, you need to. But the when they were at the house, that one was really interesting because he was nervous. He was
Oh
nervous.
yeah, you could definitely tell he was nervous.
Yeah, he knew things were getting heated. And then when that video came up with the neighbors, I think
Yep.
really shook his drawers a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know how you could ever do that to somebody.
I don't either.
Now, did you follow that entire case, Brandon, or did you just kind of read it off and on?
I read it off and on, and I watched the interrogation, and I've seen a few videos recently about. And here's another thing that gets me: he's in prison now for this, and yet he still receives letters from these women that say, "Oh, well, I want to be your friend. I know you've been treated very badly. I know you didn't do it." I'm just going, how can you believe that he didn't do it?
Well, I think part of it's got to do with money because Chris, from my understanding, he did have a lot of money.
Yeah, he did.
Um, so there's probably people trying to get a piece of the pie, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I would never want something from somebody that did something like that, even if it was offered. Even if it was offered, I wouldn't want it. You know.
No.
Um, so, what was your thoughts about things, Brandon, with this case? Like when you heard about it and then you saw kind of how things went down. What was your overview on this? Like, what did you think as far as what he did? Like, how did that strike you?
It struck me as awful, very, very awful with what he did. And I like you, I'm just wonder how can somebody just do that to their own family? And to top it off, she was pregnant with his third kid that he killed too, along with the others.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's hard to understand why he would even do that. Like, he goes home, he has sex with her, and then he gets on top of her and finishes her off.
Yeah.
Dude, why not just pack your stuff and go?
And if you remember in the Netflix documentary that was profiling the case, you remember the text messages between her and that other person she was texting saying, "This isn't working with me and Chris anymore. He never hugs me or does anything with me anymore." Like, I think she knew it wasn't working deep down.
Yeah, she definitely did. But yep, I'm going to one here in just a few minutes, or when I get done with this. Yeah, um, I believe she just wanted out, or he wanted out, but she wanted to try to save the relationship because of the kids.
Okay, folks, I'm just going to ask one thing. If you're going to weigh in on chat, will you please write a complete sentence and not one word things like, yeah, hi, yay? I mean, I don't know what you're referring to when you say this kind of stuff.
Yeah, give us a message at least.
Yeah.
Unless you're having trouble with your computer or whatever, and that's fine. But yeah, I don't know. It's.
Come on, it's time for us to go smoke a cigarette in the bed.
Yep, it is.
We just gotta go, guys. Bye.
Well, I'll end it a little differently than that, but I would like to hear people's take on this.
I got cigarettes and lighter.
Okay,
You gotta grab your
I will. Um, let's do a follow up on this, Brandon, because I'd like to get other people's intake on this.
Yeah, I'd be interested in
And
their intake
this
too.
will start the discussion up, and people will see this is something that we're talking about, and they can maybe weigh in on the next stream where it's not as late.
Yeah.
So leave your comments, give us your thoughts on it. I'm gonna do a little more digging. There's some stuff that I wanted to go through on that case, and I didn't have time to do it, but
You can tomorrow. Come on.
tomorrow I will go through some more stuff, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. And then Brandon, you can also do some digging too if you want.
Yeah, I'll
Maybe
see what I can come up with.
see what else you can come up with on this. Um, so y'all be sure to subscribe to the channel. Brandon will do this again tomorrow.
All right.
Again, we'd love to get your thoughts on this Chris Watts case. Again, I don't know how you could ever do that to anybody and have no remorse, have no nothing, just no care in the world. But guys, we appreciate y'all. And, we'll come back tomorrow evening. Probably it'll be after Brandon gets back from church, so probably like 8. I'm guessing 8.
No, I get back from church earlier tomorrow because it's Sunday. I'll be about 2 or 3. I'll just give you a call when I get back.
Okay, we'll try to go live about 5 o'clock then.
Yeah.
All right, guys, give us your thoughts down below. Be sure to share this with your friends on Facebook or X or any other social site you might be a part of. I hate the fact that they changed the name of Twitter, but
I don't even call
anyway,
it X.
no, but that's the name of it. And I'm
I know.
trying to stay somewhat professional. Uh, and subscribe to the channel. Set your notifications always so you're notified each and every time that we go live. Until next time, my friends, we will talk to you here real soon. Remember, tomorrow we will be back here at 5. We'll see you.